Hello? I'm obviously I'm Jella's elder brother, but that's to get into that is it's very very complicated as always. Um, I've known Gella since 1989 when she was born. It's for me it was the best thing that ever happened. Have a little sister. I remember Elma sent me a card from the Philippines with my father, and she said you could end up with a brother or a sister. Well, I ended up with a sister, beautiful little sister. Unfortunately, my father was not in the domestic situation, and changing of nappies and bathing Gella was not his forte, so it was up to me. But I remember a photograph I have of Gella in her little rubber boots when she was about 3 or 4. Gella didn't want to take them off. Want to go to bed with them. I said, "Come on, Gella, can't go to bed with rubber boots on." But she was adamant about it, and and of course her first day at school was pretty memento. Grade 1, toddling off to school and coming home very excited about what she'd learnt at school. And I had to sort of look amazed and say, "Well, that's great, isn't it?" But yeah. But leading on to Tom, I thought, why has it taken them so long? 12 years. They could have been married years ago. But then again, they get to know each other better, which is good. Hey, Tom. And of course, I thought, Tom's got no sense of humour. He's just dead dry, you know. But as I said to him, I think you were very afraid. And I think that's good in a family, to have a bit of fear. But harking back, yes, I did show him the bolo knife that I have at home, but I think that's where the fear came from. Respect is a good thing, yes, it is. But anyway, seriously, I wish them the best for their future life together. And there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be misunderstandings, breakdown of communication, but what'll keep you together is love for each other, with the good times and the bad. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks again.
Right, yeah. Good evening. For those that don't know me, I'm the father of the groom, and sometimes known as the old grey wise Kanga or Tom's dad. As you may well know by now, Trevor Miles are very short on words, but very meaningful on those few words ever uttered. And following, you'll see a prime example of this. On behalf of my good wife Carol, incidentally and coincidentally, mother of the groom, we would like to thank you all for attending today. We understand some of you have travelled far and wide, and that is appreciated, and hope you are all comfortable in your lodgings. As you can see, there are still plenty of unpowered sites available. Today is another step in the culmination of events, but believe me, Tom, you're in for a big ride now. Since we first learned that there would be 4 boys in our lives, they've all been filled with continual learning, fun, sometimes unpleasant occasions, challenging times, and many visits to the medical centres. Time was on our side this week, and the most recent injury is now, I believe, unbandaged. Yeah, okay. Carol and I have also travelled far and wide to recover Tom and tend to his injuries. It is with great pleasure that we can officially hand this honour over to Gella. Apart from that, what we see here is a man who is determined and obviously puts great thought into his life path. All the best, our son Tom. Okay. Both Carol and I are very thrilled and very proud to now acknowledge that we have a daughter-in-law. When Carol first told me that at school Tom was seeing a girl, all I could think was, well, actually there were several thoughts, including what's going to happen to his education. Thank God someone else could be taking him on. That poor girl, does she really know what she's doing? But what we have learned from Gella is that we certainly had met someone who is patient and caring. All the best, our daughter-in-law, Gella. As we saw Tom and Gella make their commitments today to be a team no matter what coaching they may receive, they are the run-on side and must make all the decisions together for the plays on that day and for the upcoming matches. I have no doubt that Tom and Gella are more than capable of working as a team to make the best moves on any field. Now some thank yous. First of all, and importantly, to Tom's granddad and grandma, Scott and Pam, for making the area available for us today. And as you can see from the beautiful lawn area and the river and everything like that. So thank you very much for that. And I won't name everyone, but to all the other people who have helped set up the day by mowing, trimming, earth moving, table layout, urinal, flowers, advice, fabrication, catering, and the weather is also a big thank you. Okay. I must say, to have all the friends and family share this special day is a great honour for Tom and Gella. And to have these friends and family members to call on in time of need or to share experiences is one of the best assets to behold in life. No matter what the circumstances, if you have your friends, your family and your wealth, Tom and Gella, you've got everything. So I'd like everyone to get their glasses full and please be seated. But I'd like to toast to the bride and groom. May your life be full of good cheer and prosperity. Here's to. Thank you.
Very good.
I did want to tell Gella how to deal with a Trevor male, but because as you can imagine, it's been very, very challenging being the female in the Trevor household. So Pam Trevor's our eldest and longest Trevor female, who still gets excluded from Trevor photos because she's not a Trevor. So, which is same with me as well. And I'm sure it'll be with you too, Gella. But anyway, we've started today the Trevor female group, which includes Gella from today. And we've obviously had the Trevor female, and we're actually going to start an annual Trevor female weekend away. And it will be excluding all Trevor males. But anyway, what I'd really like to say to you, Gella, is that with Trevor males, they are difficult. Yes? Yes. Trevor males are very challenging, but you have to say that they are very loyal. They've always got your back. They never give up on you. and they do all love you. And I'm sure that one day some other Trevor males may take that honour for their special women. So Trevor women do have to be strong, which you are, Gella. You have to be loyal, which you are. So I think that you've ticked all the boxes, and I very welcome you into our family. And I'm sure Tom, and I know that Tom will look after you, because all Trevor males do really look after their women. So having the challenge, but there won't go a day go by where you think, what the hell do I really need to put up with this for? I don't know why they do it to us, but they just do. So welcome to the family. So.
My name's Malia, so I'm a childhood friend of the bride, and we met through family friends 22 years ago. And we bonded immediately over our unusual names and our Filipino connection over there. Before I want to get into the speech though, I would firstly get you all to do another round of applause to our handsome, very, very charming groomsmen over there. Perfect, okay, all right, we've got that, we've acknowledged that, all right. On to my speech now. Okay, so I'm very lucky to be a part of Gella's life and to see her blossom into the woman she is today. 22 years of friendship seems like a lifetime ago, but being your maid of honour and having to do this speech has made me rekindle all the fond memories that we've had as kids throughout the years. So Gella spent a lot of weekends and holidays over at Uncle Greg and Auntie Mercy's house. So as young kids, we spent a lot of time outdoors, climbing trees, playing at the park across from my parents' house, rollerblading, because that was cool back in the 90s, and playing street hockey with the neighbours. And when we weren't outdoors, we'd be indoors, and our go-to games were playing teacher, where we would teach to a room full of invisible kids, or playing shop, where we would both take it in turns to sell random items to each other with our fake money. And I just wanted to let you know as well, side note, Grant was always in on them. Woo! He was either playing the role of a student or one of the buyers at our shop. Gella and I would have a lot of sleepovers with the permission of Uncle Greg and Auntie Mercy, whether it was at their place or at mine, and unfortunately maybe, this is the first time Auntie Elma has heard about them. Sorry. But I can recall we're staying up all night, watching movies, eating junk food, chatting, and laughing until our stomachs ached. So I never had any biological siblings, so being friends with Gella was like having a close younger sister. During our teenage years, she was the one I gossiped with about boys who we had crushes on in school, and we shared our love of music artists Nick Carter, Jesse McCartney and Mandy Moore, and shared all our fun experiences of being a girl and hitting puberty. We also spent way too much money spending $5 clothing items at Supre, which we thought was really, really cool at the time. Now later into adulthood, we both secured our first jobs and made regular shopping and catch-ups a priority. We've both been lucky enough to have the same jobs in the same industry, so therefore debriefing, deliberating on the good, the bad, and the ugly in our nursing experiences have become an essential part of life. You know what I mean? That over there. We've celebrated the milestones and we've been there for each other through the tougher times. And although Gella has endured some obstacles in her life, She has remained a kind person, generous, level-headed, and a strong woman who can accomplish anything she puts her mind to. Don't cry, don't cry. And then she met Tom. So my recollection of how they met is a little slim just because it's been way too long. But they met through friends of friends at a party and they've been joined at the hip ever since. Thomas, what do I say about you? You're a man of a few words with a witty but dry sense of humour. You have a fantastic work ethic and I pay respect to your passion for your career and the aviation industry. Tom has also displayed incredible generosity towards Gella and has proven himself to be a pretty awesome brother-in-law to Gella's siblings. Although you have your unconventional, typical Tom ways, you make my friend happy, care for her and prioritise her needs. Tom and Gella's relationship started from humble beginnings, as the two of them spent most of their time in parks around Brisbane getting acquainted with each other. I'm not elaborating on that one. Although their relationship has been slow and steady, they eventually moved in together, moved to Adelaide, adopted their fur baby Trooper, adopted Sheena, and then moved to Townsville. Whilst over the years still making time to travel the world together, always making time to see family and friends in Brisbane and interstate, and survived the bouts of long distance whilst Tom was away for work or at uni cycling competitions. Gella and Tom complement each other in their own unique way and have kept each other grounded for 12 years. I wish you both, Gella and Tom, nothing but absolute happiness and love in your marriage and a lifetime of many more memories. I can't wait to be an auntie to your little babies. So, time's a ticking. So again, can I get you all to raise your glasses? And everybody, let's cheers to the newlyweds. Thank you. Woo! Cheers! Awesome. Was I loud?
No, it's good.
Okay. Ooh. You need a better sister, man.
Hey? Thanks for that, Malia. Well, Tom and Gella, you two have finally gotten married, for better or worse. Sorry, I'll start that again. Cut out. Well, Tom and Gella, you two have finally got married for better or worse, which I think is appropriate because, Tom, you couldn't have done it any better. And Gella, need I say any more? Again, I must say, Gella looks very beautiful tonight. Gella and Tom, would you please come forward to say a few words? Who's talking first?
Gella.
Sweet.
I first wanted to start and say thank you for everyone to coming tonight. It means the absolute world to all of us that you're celebrating with us. We have had to cut our number down, so you guys are really special. What are you doing? Special to us. Thanks, Tom. I wanted to thank Pam and Scott for letting us use your grounds. You've been nothing but amazing throughout these years that I've known you. You truly do mean the world to me as my grandparents in Australia. So thank you for always being there, especially on Monday when we had to go to the hospital. Carol and Phil, you've always been there for me. Carol, thank you so, so much for accepting me into your life, into your family from day dot. I remember the one pivoting moment was when I think it was Tom's formal. You booked hair and makeup for me because I didn't have enough money as a 17-year-old. And she did it so gracefully. I even offered to help clean the house and everything, but she totally refused. I did it anyway, but... So thank you. And Phil, for all your moral support, for keeping Tom in line. There is times, definitely, when he's stepped out and you've put your foot down, which is great. He needs boundaries.
Whatever.
Thank you for raising such a wonderful man that I can call my husband now. Right there.
Yeah, just enjoying the moment.
I really appreciate it. Mum, thank you for bringing me up to the lady that I am today. You cooking this morning. She was literally at our apartment at 4 o'clock this morning cooking. Ridiculous, I know. But she did it, and she's done it all my life. So thank you for always being there, even though when I was a teenager as a little rat. Thanks for always being there. Dad, thank you for always supporting us, especially on Monday. Is it Monday?
Yeah.
Picking us up, driving all the way from the coast to pick us up, and Trooper. So thank you for always being there and supporting us.
What happened on Monday?
A lot happened on Monday. Yeah. And Kua and Auntie Mercy, thank you for always being in that second parents that I've always had, and living with you when I was a rat to Mum.
A lot of rat stories.
And the constant high schools that you changed me into. Kua was not happy. So thank you for always supporting me in whatever I wanted to do, even though sometimes I was being a little bit ridiculous. And I wanted to thank the bridal party and the groom party. You've made today amazing for us. We wouldn't be able to do this without you all. So thank you. And I think that's it.
Is that it? Yeah. Righto. That's it.
Don't worry about it.
Ah,
Oh, it's me. Show must go on. Carry on.
it's wet now.
Speech.
Just wait till Gella sits down for this one. I need to cheat.
It's just got you. Yeah. It's not mine.
Gella, you gotta top your glass up again. This will probably be the last time I ever get to speak after Gella. Thank you. For the plus ones that do not know me, my name is Tom. It's just one-liners the whole way through. We'll get there slowly.
Thank the bridesmaids, Tom.
Yeah. It's kind of. Oh, who am I toasting? Oh, no, I got it. That's all right. I wrote this at 2 a.m. Just relax. Marriage is like choosing to spend the rest of your life with your best friend, except you get to touch the boobs. Sorry, Grandma. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. But seriously. First off, I'd like to thank Gella for turning up today.
Eventually. But doesn't my wife look beautiful? I'd like to thank Scotton for being such a great MC tonight. So thank you, Scott. You're like a brother to me. Today, Gella becomes a Trevor, which is a rare and special occurrence. There are less female Trevors than there are people who have walked on the moon. But what does it mean to be a Trevor? It means you get told constantly that you have two first names. And where does the name even come from? Well, it comes from the Latin word of trevene, which simply means to take it easy. And now, it wouldn't be a traditional wedding speech if I didn't mention where everyone came from this evening. We have people from Perth, Sydney, Adelaide, North Queensland, and even Ipswich. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming to celebrate today. It wouldn't have not been the same without you, though it would have been considerably cheaper. I'd like to thank Mum and Dad for their love and support for the last 28 years and 1 day. You've always been there for me, so I know it must be hard coming to terms with realising that you've raised a perfect son. To Alma and Bruce, thank you for raising such a beautiful and caring daughter. That one's not funny. Now, most people describe their wedding day as the happiest day of their lives. So by that logic, I have a lifelong decline ahead. I'd also like to thank Grandma and Granddad for the third time in these speeches for their tireless efforts this past week helping out with the reception and for allowing us to use your land. And also for Grandad for putting the proposal log there those years ago. To my wife now. You are beautiful, caring, and all around not bad. A day like today is when you make promises. So Gella, I promise you this. I will always love you, even when it hurts, even when I'm close to going Pistorius on you. I will love you forever. But not literally forever. Mortality is a thing. Do you want to hand over on? Can I? Hey? All right, that's about it. Thanks. Thank you.
As we mentioned before, Gella, lower those expectations. Next up, we have the best man, Owen. As the best man, it is his privilege to make the final speech. And if making a fool of yourself and your best friend in front of tons of other people is a privilege, then I'm sure growing up with Tom hasn't been anything different. Please welcome Owen.
What's that? I'm gonna bomb this.
Don't fuck up.
I'm gonna fuck up.
No, don't.
It's a whopper, followed by interpretive dance. Okay. I'm not kidding. I believe there comes a time. It's not my voice. I believe there comes a time in every man's life when they meet the one. Look at me, Tom. The only other person on the planet who will laugh at all your terrible jokes, to go new places with, explore wonderful things, and see the world together. And boy, didn't Tom get lucky, because 15 years ago he met me. My name is Owen, and oh, it's a shit joke. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the innocent bystander to all Tom's shenanigans. Laugh. That's right. I'm not a very good public speaker, as you can probably tell. I'm a shit public speaker. But if I do a half-decent job, I can be best man again at the next wedding. So it'll be all right. What? He said Pistorius. All right. One guy gets it. All right. I have to say a special thank you again to all those who have flown a long way to be here today. Judging by the fact you're all here, you didn't fly on a plane that Tom worked on. And hopefully you haven't got to go home on one either. Fuck you, Maya. Alrighty. It's been said before, but it needs saying again. Gella looks amazing tonight. Absolutely stunning. Really, 1 in a million. She really does. But don't get me wrong, Gella's amazing, but you don't get to be the best man by making Tom do the dishes every night or the washing once a month. It takes years of persevering and dedication, because Tom is hard work. He is lots of hard work being. What? Oh, you're right. It's a long speech, don't cut me off. The word no isn't in Tom's vocabulary, as you probably all know. Just like the words safety, responsibility, please and thank you. Owen, let's go ride dodgy motorbikes through Nepal. It'll be spiritual. I got to bathe in a muddy river at midnight with a motorbike. It was so spiritual. It was great. I almost got ploughed by a truck on the highway because Tom wasn't helping me, so that was nice too. Owen, let's do a whirlwind tour of Asia, 12 countries in 14 days. It was great fun. I didn't like being relaxed, comfortable, or clean, or even seeing anything cultural. It was lame. I can't do any of these jokes, they're shit. They're good, all right. One night, we landed into Taipei around midnight. We went to the nearest hostel and washed our suits, muddy from wearing them while floating down a river in Laos earlier that day. We hit the clubs, got drunk in a heartbeat, and watched some strange DJ Hello Kitty set. The club shuts down, we push on the street, and what do you know? The sun's up, we're at the start of the Nike Women's Taipei Marathon. 5,000 little Asian women in tights and running shoes, and 2 drunk white dickheads in crusty suits. The race was on. I tell you what though, if we ran an inch, we ran a mile that morning. We didn't know what was going on, we had the most fun. And if I wasn't with Tom, it wouldn't have been with anybody else, because it wouldn't have been any. There's unique situations Tom gets you in. Well, they're unique. They're special to me. All right. I'm going to tear up. No. But not only that, Tom never slows down, and he isn't getting more mature with age. He's always just seconds away from disaster. Broken hips, wrists, bitten by a dog on his wedding week. Like that stupid fan boat we made. Bloody fan boat. It's an old dinghy with a human blender on the back of it. It was a shocker. If you're wondering how it went, Tom sunk it and it's using it to serve to drinks. They're serving drinks out of it. Like, that was Tom's idea of a fan boat. What the hell is that? Every choice Tom makes on a daily basis will either be the right choice or he'll be eating out of a straw for the rest of his life. He is on the edge of living. He really is. I don't know where he gets it from. I don't think it's either of his parents. Carol, a gentle, kind, loving mother. Why is that funny? She is. Carol's great. She's a nurse for the sick and most vulnerable in the community. Carol did an incredible job raising 4 boys. She's nothing but caring, compassionate, and always willing to help anybody out in any situation. Tom got none of those traits. None of them. What can I say about Phil, other than his incredible work ethic? Seeing the amount of work Phil's put into the wedding, getting the farm looking fantastic tonight is just a testament to his work ethic. And his work ethic goes back into Phil's cardboard days, where you think Tom would have picked up some of the skills seeing his old man run a business. Tom couldn't run his way out of a wet cardboard box. He is a shocker. Now, as I'm from Tom's school group of friends, I'm actually not all that well equipped to speak about his work situation. But getting to meet some of his workmates here the last few days has been a good insight. I went around and asked them all what they thought about Tom, and all amazingly they only had good things to say about him. In fact, they all said he's an absolute first-class banker, although I think I heard them wrong. Now the interpretive dance, no. But I really do wish Tom and Gella the best of luck in the next phase of their life. I am certain they'll bring each other nothing but happiness for many years to come. May your marriage be filled with love and laughter and a new beginning to be a great romance. I guess a toast. Yeah, that's it. No, the dance. Yeah, that's all right.